Freddie Mercury is famous for being a rock icon and the lead singer of the 1970s band Queen. But we can learn even more about him by looking at his early life, his involvement with Queen, and his later years. Freddie was born on a small island outside Zanzibar, and his original name was Farrokh Bulsara. He was born on September 5, 1946, and his parents were Bami and Jair. Bami, his father, was a civil servant. At the age of 8, he was sent to a St. Peter's boarding school in Panchgani, which was 50 miles out of Bombay. There, he was believed to have started being called Freddie, instead of Farrokh. By the age of 12, he was the junior all-rounder, and while at St. Peter's boarding school, he started to play the piano and joined choir. According to Jack Gunn and Jim Jenkins, in 1958, he started a school band called the Hectics. They played at many school events and even had some small gigs outside of school. He then moved to England where his family was living and attended Ealing College of Art. There he studied art and design and graduated in 1969. Shortly after graduating, in 1970, he formed the band Queen. Queen's original members were Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, Brian May, and Mike Gross. Freddie chose the name Queen, but the names Grand Dance and the Rich Kids were also considered. They had many practices at lecture halls and the Imperial College, and on June 27, 1970, they had a charity event in Truro. Originally, the band Smiles was supposed to play, but the band had just broken up before. Shortly after this concert, Mike Gross, the bass player, quits because he thought the band was not going anywhere. After this, Queen went through one bass player a week. They finally found John Deacon, who was not actually in a band already, and they kept him ever since. Queen has had many successful albums, but their first album, Queen, which was released in 1973, was poorly received. Their second album, Queen 2, had their first single, 7 Seas of Rye. They have had a total of 15 albums, and in 1983 they took a short break. During this break, Freddie concentrated on his solo career and released the single Love Kills, which was used in the movie Metropolis. After this, Freddie's health slowly declined because of AIDS complications. On November 22, 1991, Freddie Mercury met with his manager Jim Beach to discuss a statement to announce to the public that he had AIDS. Then, the Biography Channel, according to the Biography Channel, he died of bronchial pneumonia at the age of 45 years old. On April 20th, 1992, there was a tribute concert for Freddie. It had 72,000 attendants, it was broadcasted to 76 countries, and it raised AIDS awareness. It was held at Wembley Stadium. After this, Queen released the album Made in Heaven, which used much of Freddie's unused work. After his death, he was cremated and not buried, and his parents most likely have his ashes. Because of Freddie Mercury's childhood, his time with the legendary rock band Queen, and his tragic death, he will always be remembered.